Today on the Philly Talk podcast, we discuss day 9 of training camp. However, the bigger news is Jason Kelce deciding to get elbow surgery.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we scream and fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast. And today, we got a lot to talk about. Speaking of talking about football, a game will take place this Friday, Eagles versus Jets. I will be live, come through. And if you are excited that we are a month away from the Eagles season, help your boy out. Hit that like, subscribe, and ding that bell so you know when these videos drop. Talking about a month away, thank God we got a month. Kelce decides to get elbow surgery to clean it out. It's frustrating him a little bit, and this might be his last season. Why make him work extra hard, right? Who knows if it don't get worse if he don't get surgery and then he's out for a long period during the season. We got 4 weeks. He gets it cleaned out. He's back week 1. He don't need the reps. Lane knows him. Mulata worked with him for a couple years. Landon Dickerson is Landon Dickerson, and Kelce knows the cadences, and he'll get right back into it when he comes back. It will also give Cam Jurgens a little bit more reps for the rest of this month. He'll get more time in preseason, and who knows, if we need him throughout the season, maybe he's a little bit more acclimated. So Jason Kelce deciding at the right time for this clean out of whatever's in the elbow, I ain't mad at it. Hopefully there's no setbacks, and he is back for week 1 when we take on the Detroit Lions. Now, number 2 key note, Brandon Graham continues to look better than ever. Clay Harbor was on the channel yesterday. They both got drafted at the same time. Clay Harbor's talking to me on the podcast, analyzing the game of football. BG, like fine wine, still playing, coming off an Achilles. So he didn't play last year. I think he might be more explosive. I still think the Eagles should watch his snaps, especially with all the versatility we got on this line, from Reddick to Sweat to the 3D tackles, inside, outside, move them around. I think you need to be easy with Brandon Graham's snaps, but I expect explosiveness. He did strip sack Jalen Hurts today in practice. It looked to be a lighter practice, not much hitting, not much 11-on-11s, more 7-on-7s, but BG got in there for a strip sack. I ain't mad at the game. Number 3 key note is the middle of the field continues to be used. We talked about AJ hitting the middle of the field, Goedert hitting the middle of the field, and Nick Sirianni wanted to get the ball to Quez Watkins more this practice than any other practice. We had back-to-back passes to Quez Watkins in the middle of the field. But again, I'm just liking Jalen Hurts trying to find ways to fix what he did bad last year, which was the left side and the middle of the field. I'm not saying he's going to throw there every single down, but it's good to see that we're getting more comfortable with that because we got players like Quez, like Goedert, like A.J. Brown, Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders, that if you get the ball in the middle of the field to them, they go ahead and do the rest. Be the point guard, check it down, make the right throw. Don't hold the ball so long every single play. I think that Jalen Hurts is learning the little things, which then he can put with his scrambling ability, his running ability, his playmaking ability, and we'll see where Jalen goes. I believe he had a pretty good camp. I believe he's been working, and we will all see what he's able to do come any preseason time, but it all comes to September when we play the Lions. 4, Smitty misses his 4th practice because of this groin injury. And you see, it's not number 1, it's not 2, it's not 3, it's 4th on my list because I'm not too concerned. Yes, last year, Smitty was missing some practices with a sprained, he had something wrong with his leg. He missed a couple practices. Now this season, right before this season, it's a groin. I think last year's was worse. I think Nick Sirianni is totally being cautious, but back-to-back seasons now, right before the season starts, there's something hampering him. But again, let's look at what happened throughout the 17-game season. How many games did Devonta Smith miss? 0. How many games did he miss in college? Fully. 0. He did get nicked up and left in the national championship. Oh, by the way, he had like 2 or 3 touchdowns and like 150, 200 yards before he left. He didn't come back. I understand that, but he's never missed a whole game start to finish. So as much as we want to say he's little, which he is, 17 games as a rookie, number 1 wide receiver on the team where you had the most catches, so you pretty much got tackled the most times, you were able to stay healthy throughout a whole season. So hopefully this groin is just precaution, because I want him to be as explosive as ever when he gets on the field week 1 against the Lions. And number 5, Jonathan Gannon's comments on how many sacks we got and us blitzing. He said, via Bo Wolf asked the question, and Jonathan Gannon said, I do not want to be bottom 3rd in any category. We were bottom 3 in sacks. Sacks, flat out sacks. We were bottom 3, second to last. We were also bottom of 3 in blitz percent. That means the amount of times we sent pressure, extra guys. When you send 4, that is not called a blitz. If you get home sending 4, it's still not a blitz. You can get a sack without sending a blitz, and I think we'll be able to do that at a higher level this year. But JG said we want to never be bottom 3 in anything, and sacks is the result. But he looks like he's going to try to dial it up a little bit, because the amount of blitzes he calls a game, regardless if we hit home or not, is bottom 3rd of the league. So we don't get sacks, and he calls pretty much top 3 fewest blitzes in the NFL. That looks to change. Whether we get sacks from it or we get destroyed from it, find out on the next episode of Eagles season. I don't think we will. I think this defense is going to be a bright spot of this team. But I'm glad Jonathan Gannon addressed the comment the way I want him to. Now we got to see if he goes out and actually does it. So you're probably wondering why I got Twitter pulled up. Well, shout out to DJ Eastwood. He's the one who showed me how to do this. I always just keep key notes up. But shout out to DJ for letting me know. I want to show you these 2 tweets from ESP. And I know a lot of people don't like him, and he could be negative. At the end of the day, I respect anybody's opinion if you're really willing to just say an opinion and accept when you are wrong. Me too. He thinks Jalen is not going to be the guy. If he's right, then I'm going to say I was wrong. If he's wrong, hopefully he will say he was wrong. And it's not about being right or wrong. It's about, me also being a fan of this team and believing what the potential of a young player could be. But this is an interesting 2 tweets. Dallas Goedert and A.J. Brown have 37 targets. No other player has more than 19 targets. Devonta Smith has 10 targets, but he has missed 4 of the 9 practices. So if Devonta was here for the last 4, whose production would that have cut into? A.J. Brown's, Dallas Goedert, or the other players who don't have at least 19 targets? This is in 9 practices. That just goes to show that Dallas Goedert looks to be a big part of this offense. Clay Harbert was big on him yesterday. We all have been big on him. And I said this 100 times, that he has never been the lead tight end for the whole season. Zach Ertz was here last year for a partial part of it, whether it was good or bad. Now let's look at the bottom one. Miles Sanders has 25 carries with the first team offense. No other running back has more than 8. Yes, Scott and Gainwell has missed practices, but when it comes to carries, I think Sanders will definitely get the large majority. At the end of the day, we talked about what is Kenny G's role going to be. He missed practice today for reasons not explained. Maybe it was a personal day. I do think he'll be utilized in the passing game and all that, but maybe that whole jump to conclusion because of one little blip in practice where Kenny G gets first team reps was a little bit much. I understand why I did it, because I'm a big Sanders fan and he's continued to not be able to provide a statement for me to defend. 5 yards per carry is something I'm always going to hold on to. But sometimes his vision, the lack of touchdowns, the lack of staying healthy and smart decisions at time kept me like, man, how much can I defend you? But I am happy Miles Sanders possibly can come out this season and get the opportunities he's been wanting. And I think he's going to be able to make stuff happen with these opportunities. So ESP is one of the guys who really track everything. Call him negative, call him a hater. We will find out how he feels on what we do. If Jalen Hurts is winning us games and there's still negative comments, we'll discuss them when they are. If you ask any Eagle fan, out of all the beat writers, who's the most negative, they'll say him. But again, as long as you have an opinion, as long as you stand by it and can explain it, I could respect any opinion because I know you don't have to agree with me. It doesn't have to be like that. This is what sports debates are. But he does track things better than any other beat writer in the sense that he track it to have a negative statement because it is practice. I've been quoted saying the good stuff in practice, it's encouraging, but it doesn't really mean much. The bad things is discouraging, but it still don't mean much because you don't know what they're working on, the scenario, how they're calling it, what they're doing on purpose to teach. You do not know the scenario in which things are being played, so you can't really cry over stuff that you're not sure about. You know what we will be sure about? Sunday, September, blah, 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 against the Detroit Lions. That you can be sure of. So with that being said, I go by Philly Mike. This is the Philly Talk Podcast. These were the day 9 camp notes. I always give you 5. Let me know your 5 in the comment section. Whatever it is. Maybe not 5. Let me know something that you want to tell Philly Mike. Maybe it's something that we're not even talking about today. The comment section is where I get to hear y'all voice. And I love to hear from you guys. Y'all also inspire me to make videos with some of your comments. And we break it down. I use them for live streams as well. Appreciate all the love. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out.